I'm Shareefa J, and welcome.
Hello and welcome. My name is Gabby and I'm founder of Diversity Alliance and co-founder of the Diverse Speaker Bureau. Today I am wearing a pink, yellow, orange kind of colourful top with a big collar. I've got my gold chain on. I've got brown skin, red lipstick and long dark brown hair. My background is fairly neutral today, although as always I've got my plant Chaz here. Now, if you've been following us for a while now, you'll know that we focus on a different kind of topic around diversity and inclusion every month. We speak with DEI experts, we speak with event industry leaders and also those with lived experience too. And for this month's campaign, we're going to be looking at neurodiversity and being neurodivergent aware. And in a world where differences are often misunderstood and our uniquenesses aren't always celebrated, really, this month's campaign is about shining a light on how those differences can actually bring us together as a community and help us develop experiences that are inclusive, accessible and beneficial for everyone. And I think there's a lot of misunderstandings and miscommunication around neurodiversity and today's topic, particularly ADHD. So I'm very excited to be introducing our first guest for this month's campaign, who is Shareefa J, and she is a body confidence advocate. She's a wellness and mental health advocate, and she's also an ADHD advocate as well. And she's an influencer who has an incredible Instagram account. So you should definitely go and follow her. And I'm absolutely delighted to be interviewing her today and having her share her experiences with us, and also sharing ways that we can do better in this space. So once again, thank you for joining. But let's introduce our exceptional guest, Shareefa. Shareefa, welcome. Please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background, if you don't mind.
Hello. Can I just start by saying I didn't know we were video recording today, so I didn't put on any makeup, but I'm actually so glad because I might start doing this from now on. You know, there's lots of people that show up to the world without any makeup on. And I always feel like my best self when I'm just doing like the no makeup thing. So, hi, I'm Shareefa. No makeup.
You look amazing, by the way, so stop.
Hi, I'm Shareefa. Introduce myself. Oh, this is the hardest question, isn't it? This is like, what's your favorite music, or where do I begin? So I'm Shareefa. I'm a plus size model. I'm a presenter. I'm a content creator. I'm an activist, advocate. I'd probably call myself somewhere between an activist and an advocate for mental health awareness. I'm an ambassador for Calm. Talk a lot about body positivity, self-love, basically just ramble on my Instagram and have been doing that for about 10 years. About it.
Well, luckily we're going to get into a lot of that because I'm not someone, so I do follow you on Instagram, and I'm not somebody who follows blue tick people because I like to no shade, I'm not throwing any shade there, but
shade welcomed.
But I like to follow real people, real lives, friends, people I have a connection with, because I think I want to maintain some sort of semblance of real life and not just escape into, you know, random stuff essentially. And the reason why I follow you is because, number one, I find you hilarious. You're just so warm, funny. Your content's really accessible. I always feel like you're being real. You talk about important things, but you also talk about frivolous things. And I think this is love.
So many frivolous things. Yesterday I was asking, if I use this coffee scrub on my skin, is it going to keep me awake because of the caffeine?
Not a bad question. No, but maybe it does, because isn't there like caffeine patches?
Yeah, it's a genuine question. I mean, by the amount of DMs I woke up to, like, Shareefa, come on. But yeah, it's like somewhere in between like really important issues and then like just stupidity.
I love that though, and I've been following you kind of really since the pandemic. So you've like your life has changed even in that time. A lot has happened, and it's been really interesting following you on that journey. But I want to go back to the pieces that you kind of advocate for, and I think we need to come up with a word for advocate and activist.
Yeah,
word for it.
Avocadoist. I don't know. Just activist, editor. Yeah, there isn't really one. I don't call myself an activist because I think that the work of an activist is incredibly difficult. And to be an activist, you really have to like dedicate your whole life has to be dedicated to that one thing, or, you know, huge kind of, I would never want to take away what activists do. So I definitely call myself more of an advocate. And when
proactive
proactive advocate, exactly. And I get involved in some sort of activist type things. But yeah, I'm definitely more of an advocate, I would say.
And you know what? In the work that you do, and this is probably going to be really applicable for sort of our audience of event professionals and things like that. Obviously, the work you do, you attend a lot of fantastic events. You might be speaking at events. You might be, well, you're in events. It's part of the work that you do. And I'd like to know if there's things that events and its kind of organization or planning could do better to make sure that it's more accommodating and inclusive of neurodivergent people. I wonder if there's things that they should be more aware of in the planning. I mean, what we could do is maybe think of an example where you've rocked up to an event and thought, oh God, this is like super intense because of this, this, and this. And it's just something that the organisers thought about, perhaps.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, I mean, I don't know if everyone with ADHD would agree, but ADHD and perhaps autism, I know that we have a lot of issues with like stimulant, like things being really overstimulating. So I've really struggled at events when the music is just so loud that I literally can't, like, I'm literally like trying to talk to the person from the brand and they're like, and I'm like, and I have to go and sit in the bathroom. Like, if you ever need me, I'm in a cubicle, like, it's too much. In circumstances like that, they could have things like noise cancelling earplugs or something as you come in. I actually wear them to events sometimes. I have loop, the earplugs loop, so you can actually hear people talking to you, but you don't hear all the noise. Right. So that could be quite nice. I mean, I would definitely use that. and for it to be like acceptable, you know, because when I have got my loop earplugs in, they're these little black things, and people are looking at me like,
you're not listening to me.
Exactly. Whereas if it was like, I don't know, some sort of little sign that says the music might be loud. If you want some earplugs, don't worry, you'll still be able to hear with them, but or something like that.
Education around it.
Yeah, something that makes it like acceptable that actually it is stimulating for a lot of people and it's hard. In the same way that, like, you know, when people with epilepsy, when there's like flashing lights and it says on the screen, you know, if you've got epilepsy, then this is your moment to step out. I think in the same sort of way, it'd be lovely to have that at an event. Like, if you've got this, here you go, this is for you. So that you can still enjoy the event in the same way, but then without having to explain to people like, hello, I've got ADHD, I can't really listen to what you're saying. So instead, you just have to pretend, and it goes back into the ADHD masking. So then you've got to pretend, and then it's exhausting. And then you leave the event like, I hate events. I hate all events.
Okay, that's a great tip as well for some event planners. I like that. And we're always looking for sponsors for things. So there we go. Let's get Loop.
They're fantastic. Loop, I really recommend them. Loop, if you're listening, yes, I'm available for a paid partnership. They're fantastic. They've got like different decibels of like sound, so you can hear people talking to you, but it dulls out all the extra sound, which is
good. I need that because I find it too much. Those people who work in call centers, I'm always absolutely amazed. I'm like, if there's one other person in the room talking and I'm on the phone, can't hear.
You can always hear like, how was your weekend, Jenny? Oh yeah, real good, wasn't it? And the person on the phone is like, what's your sort code and account number? Like that poor person.
going to jump really briefly to like wrap up.
Yeah.
Not to not say too much. Obviously, I want you to share whatever you want to share in relation to this, but in relation to the workplace, and specifically with your work in modelling, are there accommodations that, you know, employers or teams have made to support you with your ADHD? And have you been able to be, oh, okay. I was going to say, yeah, we've been quite open about that, or they kind of been supportive of you. She's gone off screen.
Not here. You know, if you close your eyes, you're not here.
Close your eyes. Can't see me. I can't see you. We're not here.
Can't see me. I can't see you. I don't know.
Let's say with your organization, at least, if you've got like your I don't know, the jobs and the roles, but supporting with your air tickets and your travel, and does that happen? No.
Sadly, in my experience, no.
Okay.
I've never worked with anybody who's gone like, how can we support you with this, or has understood or has aimed to understand, or I think probably the closest I've come is my management team, who have kind of made accommodations kind of based on my personality, which I really appreciate. But yeah, unfortunately, I even remember actively being told by an agency that I was with, like, just get over it, sort of thing. Like, and I was like, I've got ADHD, is there perhaps like maybe we can just chat about ways that we can work together so it's easy for both of us, and blah. And they were like, yeah, no.
Oh gosh, I'm really surprised about. No, I'm not surprised about that. Why am I lying?
I think the education around it is just still so minimal. I think the research around it is still so minimal that people just really don't know what to do with it. And so I don't always blame people for that. But no, I've never really had any, I think, no, I've not really had any support with it, or if I've ever mentioned it, I don't think anyone's ever really done anything. No.
Yeah. Oh, that's the next step then. I think because I'm in this world of like diversity, equity, inclusion, accessibility, and I'm exposed to it all the time, I assume everyone else is, but they're not. And I need to remember that, you know.
I would love if there was some things put in place, just some kind of general bog standard things, you know, how like somebody in a wheelchair might have certain accessibility needs, and then you know, in the best case scenario, those needs get met. I wish that the same things would be true for ADHDers and autism, anyone on the neurodivergent sort of spectrum. There is one thing I would love to mention while you're here, actually. Access to work, you know, access to work, the gov.uk platform, it actually covers ADHD. And I didn't know if it covered ADHD before, but I know that it covers ADHD now. And I've had a couple of friends who have recently got that access to work, and it's been incredible for them. So I have actually made my application. We'll see what happens.
You should. But that's a good tip for any of our listeners who are experiencing, as you said, who are neurodivergent. And just go and see what is out there for them. So I think that these resources and tools and things are not shared widely enough. So we're going to make sure we put a link to that in the comments. Yeah. And finally, the last thing, I know I keep saying that, but literally the last thing, we always ask our speakers for any book recommendations around sort of the topics that we've been talking about. So would you have a book recommendation to share with us, perhaps? Something that's really helped you on your journey, whatever journey that is?
These books from PaperNote, and they're little like notebooky type things. I have a few different elements to work, and because I have a few different elements to work, I struggle to like prioritize them or like keep my thoughts in order about what I'm doing in each. So I actually have a different book for each thing, and each one says Shareefa J on the little binder. So this is my presenting book. Nice. At the start of my presenting book, I write myself a letter about my career in presenting, and it's like, Shareefa, you know, you're new to this, like, do your best. This is my content creator book.
Nice. Karma gets, yes, I love Karma.
Shareefa J. This is my passion projects book.
Nice.
It has no Shareefa J, actually, I think, because it's shiny. And then this is my model book for my modeling work. So anyway, I have these little books. Yeah, I find them really helpful. I put them in a little like basket.
Yeah.
So like I refer to them in the working day. If I have any thoughts on each, I put them in there. So if you're a person that has like multiple things that you're passionate about, or like multiple different elements to what you do, I just think putting them in this colorful, like ADHD is so good, like color is so good for ADHD. So it makes me want to pick up the book and put things in. So anyway,
love that.
And then this is the actual book I'm reading. Manifest.
Oh yes, this is my bad.
Yes, 7 Steps to Living Your Best Life by Roxie Nafousi.
Oh, yes, I know Roxie.
Yeah, I really like this book because I really like this book. I'm gonna be single forever, because you can go through and you can like write little things, so it's quite interactive. Like The Artist's Way, actually, I would say, like this and The Artist's Way, 2 books that I really love. And actually, even though it is a bit like woo-woo, like wellness wanker, manifest. It has I'm actually, a WW. I'm a WW. What about you? It has actually been incredible, because it just talks about some very like obvious things, like eliminating negative self-talk and writing down your goals and doing all of that. So it's not, it's much less like woo-woo and a bit more practical, actually, I would say. It's like, you want to make something happen, write down your plans to make it happen, take away the blocks, stop telling yourself you're not good enough, and crack on. And so I love it. And it's got a little bit at the back for notes, which I haven't made any notes yet, but yeah,
that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us. And it's true, like manifestation is not like I'm going to dream of having something that's going to happen. You have to take action towards those things. The practical steps are so important.
Yes.
Now, bearing in mind that about your time, what did you call it? Not time blindness. What did you call it?
Time blindness.
You call it time blindness.
Yeah.
I should be the one keeping time on this. So unfortunately, our time is over for now. No, but I've really loved talking with you. Like, I could have gone on forever, but I know how busy you are, and I appreciate you taking your time out of your like busy schedule to chat with me and support our listeners and educate our listeners. So thank you so much, and best of luck in everything you do. And I'm going to continue supporting you and following you on Instagram, because I love watching your journey.
Thank you for having me. And to all the listeners, thank you for listening. And if you're going through any of the things I mentioned today, I am solidly with you. Just know that there's one person in the world, at least, that sees you and gets you, because I have it too.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to put those links in that we spoke about as well in the
thank you.
Thank you.